Before testing, the subject should remove his or her shoes and do a short warm-up for about 5 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise and flexibility stretch exercises. We will demonstrate the straight leg raise test, which will assess the flexibility of the hip extensors. Have the subject lie down on their back. The tester will raise one of the participants' legs while ensuring that the other leg remains extended and flat on the floor. We will measure the angle or range of motion with a goniometer by placing its axis on the greater trochanter and just below the tibial tubercle. A minimum angle of 80 degrees is considered acceptable. Anything below that is unacceptable. An angle of 90 degrees is desirable. Get the angle and record the data, if it's acceptable, unacceptable, or desirable. Make sure you do both sides, the left and the right leg, twice to prevent error. It is said that the imbalance between these muscles and the hip flexors can negatively affect the functionality of the lower back. Now we will demonstrate the Thomas test. This assesses the flexibility of the hip flexors. Have the subject lie down on the floor. The subject will bring one leg to his or her chest, leaving the other leg flat on the floor. The leg being assessed is the one that remains on the floor. If the tested leg remains on contact with the floor or table during the maneuver, the legs are flexible. In contrast, if the leg raises, then it's not flexible or inflexible. Next, we will demonstrate the chair sit and reach test. We will need a folding chair that is a height of 17 inches and won't tip over, and a ruler. The subject will sit close to the edge with one leg extended and the other leg that isn't being tested flat on the floor. The leg being tested will have a 90-degree angle at the ankle. The subject will reach down and attempt to touch his or her toes and hold a position for 3 seconds. Then the tester will place a ruler and measure the distance from the tip of the fingers to the toes, if any. Record the distance in inches. The way we score this test is the middle of the toe represents a 0 score. If the subject is able to touch his or her toe, then the score is 0. If the subject doesn't reach his or her toe, then it's a minus or negative score. If the subject reaches far beyond his or her toe, then it's a positive score. Do both legs twice. Lastly, we will do the standard sit and reach test. For this test, we will use a sit and reach box. It will be set at the 26 centimeter mark, which is the mark that you will start at. The subject will sit down without shoes and the soles of their feet flat against the sit and reach box. Subjects will slowly reach forward with both hands as far as possible, holding the position for 3 seconds. The subject will have 2 trials. Be sure that the subject keeps their hands parallel and does not lead one hand in front of the other. Fingertips can overlap and should be in contact with the measuring portion of the sit and reach box. Score the most distant point, which is held for 3 seconds. The subject should exhale and drop head between the arm when reaching to ensure that their knees remain extended and never press down on their knees. Once you record the number, then subtract it by 3. For example, 15 centimeters minus 3 equals 12 centimeters. Due to the measuring portion being 3 centimeters long. The chart demonstrated will give the subject fitness category that varies from excellent to needs improvement. Thanks for watching, and that's how you do the flexibility test.